I for sure thought I was going into labor at the car wash. Let me explain what happened. So I'm 39 weeks pregnant. I'm 5 centimeters dilated. And everyone keeps telling me you need to go somewhere that would be really inconvenient if your water broke or if contraction started. So I was like, okay, what better place than the car wash, 20 cars back on a Saturday, super busy without my husband. Most would say that's setting myself up for failure. I think it's setting myself up for success and a great way to get labor started in a very stressful situation. So that's exactly what I set out to do. At this point, I've tried literally every single thing that you can possibly try to induce labor and nothing is working. Obviously, I know baby's gonna come when baby's ready. That's why nothing's working at this point. So to make this process longer and to make me stay out of the house longer, I decided to go get me some tropical smoothie, eat it in my car, take my sweet time. And I was getting some contractions. At this point, I was like, oh my gosh, it's working. I guess the only thing I really needed to do was get out of the house and put myself in an inconvenient situation, like being by myself and going and running errands. I don't know. Listen, I'm not the one who made the rules. Okay, one thing about me, I absolutely hate the car wash. I'm terrified of it. I actually used to work at this exact car wash. My favorite job there was vacuuming, cleaning the windows, or shining the tires. Maybe I should have asked them if they needed any help. That probably would have put me into labor. So as I'm sitting there, I could have sworn my water broke. That did not actually happen. I probably just peed myself a little bit, but I was getting contractions. I'm literally not kidding you guys. I was getting contractions and they were starting to get consistent, and it was all a freaking joke because I actually did not go into labor, obviously. But it was fun to pretend, right? It was fun to gaslight myself into thinking I was actually in labor. And this was my final effort. I was like, you know what? I'm done. I don't even want to try anything else anymore other than rest because I'm tired. My induction is in a few days. I should just rest. That's pretty much what I did for the entire rest of the day. That and make a lot of groaning noises and probably be a miserable person to be around. So sorry, mom and dad and my husband who was around me this day. I tried to lay down and take a nap and rest my body, but I seriously cannot nap. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I am not a good napper. Someone who is, though, is my son, and he had just woken up from his nap and was super excited to see mommy, which always puts me in the best mood in the entire world. It is incredibly hot in Vegas right now, over 100 degrees. My son always wants to play outside. I take him out in the backyard probably 10 times a day, but only for like 5 to 10 minutes at a time just because it's so hot. It's interesting though because it doesn't register to him. He just wants to stay out there all day. Every single time I want to bring him inside, he has a full-on meltdown and I feel so bad. So what I've been doing is I open up the door and I lay on the floor and he just kind of goes in and out as he pleases while I watch him. It started to cool down maybe like 2 degrees. So when the sun went down a little bit, I went outside and I did some walking and some very, very light jogging just to try and lower baby, which obviously did not work. I think it's funny the comments that I get that's like, why are you doing the most to get your baby out of you? She'll come on her own time. Meanwhile, I'm just walking, lunging, doing some circular hip motions on the bouncy ball. Like, let's not act like I'm physically sticking something up there breaking my water, okay? I'm just doing some light movements. Now it's time for bedtime, which I get excited for, but I also get kind of anxious towards nighttime because, well, I just know I have a long night ahead of me of not really sleeping that much. Also, every night before I go to bed, I evaluate whether or not it looks like my belly dropped at all, which it definitely has. And when I feel it, she's not in any of the top part of my belly. Okay, maybe tonight's the night I go into labor. Bye.